Look, they're not stiff either. Ooh, 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 ooh. Welcome to my channel. This is ICEY, and if you didn't know that already, it probably means that you're new here, so you better subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can become a part of the ICEY gang. Yes, obviously, as you guys know, everybody named Mama, okay, maybe not their mama, but everybody, a lot of people are doing butterfly locks right now. I love the look so much, like so much, but I was so afraid to try it just because it looks super complicated, but I was like, why not? So I went ahead and tried it anyway. So if you guys want to know how I achieved this mini remix of butterfly locks, keep watching. And also, I did this with no braids at all, so keep watching. I started out with some freshly washed hair, and the hardest part about this process honestly was being able to part my hair. Oh my god, when I tell you I was struggling, it took me forever. This is the part that I hated the most, but you know, it's really hard when you are parting your hair by yourself because you can't really see the back of your head. So I ended up putting another mirror behind me while I was standing in front of the mirror, and that kind of helped. As you can see here, my parting was not, you know, the best A1. I noticed that most people, when they tried to do these butterfly locks, they were always going with braids underneath. So instead, I decided to go with twists. So I feel like twists are easier to do and braiding it takes a long time. So I started off with the rubber band method just so I can, you know, have my parts all separately. And then I twisted it all the way to the bottom. Once I was finally done with the whole twisting process, it was finally time for me to whip out my Freetress Water Wave 22 inches in the color 1B. Here I took one strand of crochet hair and I pulled it apart. This part is actually very important. You guys are going to see later on why. And then here I put the crochet hook through my hair. So this is right above the rubber band and the twist. And then I hooked the actual hair onto the crochet hook and I pulled it through the braid at the top. As you can see here, we are only pulling one strand or one side of the crochet hair completely through. And then here I'm taking the hand that I feel most comfortable with, or that I feel is more dominant, to actually twist the hair. So I'm taking the hair from that end and twisting it. So I'm starting up top where the rubber band is, just so I can actually hide the rubber band. And I'm twisting it about maybe like 2 or 3 times, just so, you know, it has that hold at the top before I start twisting down. Once I feel like I have enough hold at the top and that the rubber band is hidden, I'm starting to go ahead and twist down. So towards the top, I'm making the twist very neat, but a little, I wouldn't say tight, because you don't want it to be too tight that your hair is stiff. So I'm just doing it tight enough that I feel like, you know, it's being held correctly and you're not actually seeing my twist underneath. The closer I got to the bottom of my actual twist, the more I let the hair, you know, loosen up. So it wasn't as tight on the bottom. I let it be a little messier. As you guys know, the purpose of this hairstyle is for you to have a distressed look. So towards the bottom, I just let the hair go free. I mean, you know, not too free. It got to be, you know, contained a little bit. But the top was tighter and then the bottom was looser and messier. So once I've twisted all the way to the bottom, to the end of the twist, I'm going ahead and twisting back up. if I felt that the lock was too tight or too stiff, I would just kind of try to pull it apart and, you know, loosen it up just a little bit. So that's what you guys see me doing right here. So this is ultimately going to be the process that I'll be following for the rest of the locks. I'm going to be putting the crochet hook through my hair and then adding the crochet hair to the hook and then pulling the actual crochet hair through my hair, and then we're going to begin the wrapping process, and we're just going to keep doing it again and again. So this is going to be pretty repetitive, so from here on out we're going to be speeding through this. And as you can see, once I get to the bottom of my actual twist, I start the process of wrapping it back up. I didn't really knot the actual hair. I just wrapped it up and kept wrapping and wrapping. This turned out pretty successful for me and the hair did not unravel. Wrapping it back up just ended up proving to be a good way to keep the hair in place without having to knot it.
Little.
There were certain instances where I feel like I didn't use enough hair, so you could still see my actual hair underneath the crochet hair. So I would just pull out a piece of crochet hair and just add it back into the lock and start the wrapping process again. At this point, I was done with, you know, the entire process of wrapping up the butterfly locks. But you know, your girl wanted to be a little extra and add some color and be different. But it just didn't end up quite working out the way I wanted it to. I was not feeling that look after I wrapped the hair. So I ended up undoing it and taking out all the additional hair I added. So if you guys want to try this, this is the same hair. This is Freetress Water Wave 22 inches. And I got this in a color 33. Maybe I'll try it again another day. But the way I was wrapping this, I just was not into it. So, you know, this did not last long. As fast as I wrapped this, I had to unwrap it. I was like, we not doing this. You know, ICEY, you can save your extraness for a different day. But we not out here trying to look crazy, okay? I was really feeling the final look. If I were to do something different, it would have probably been to make my parts a little bit smaller. But I'm telling you guys, I was struggling with the parting part. I was so over it that I was so happy to be done with it. So I didn't have that many parts. As you guys can see, the parts are like huge, but I still ended up liking this look. So obviously, if you guys are a little bit lazy like me, make your parts like huge, you know. I mean, not too huge, but a little bit big so you can finish faster. Even though the extra hair color didn't work out, I had to show my extraness in some way. So I had to add a little razzle dazzle with these, is it called filigree tubes? I don't even know what they're called. And if the little trinkets weren't enough razzle dazzle already, I decided that something was still missing. Like I needed something else. So I decided to pull some extra water wave hair and just add it as, you know, an addition, like a nice cute accessory to my hair. So I added some curls. I feel like it just added to the whole boho distressed butterfly locks vibe. So, you know, I just had to add them curls. They cute, right? To add the little curls, I just use the same process I used to pull the hair through my hair for the actual butterfly locks. So I used a crochet hook and I pulled the curls through and then I just knotted them very, very small so you couldn't really notice them and wrap them just a little bit.
Look, they're not stiff either. Ooh, 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 my first try, yes. You hear that noise? You hear that? Hey. That was my biggest fear, them being stiff. But look, they ain't stiff. They ain't stiff. They ain't stiff.
as you can see, this is the final look. I feel like this hairstyle is so light and airy. It's not heavy at all. I thought about adding more hair towards the end, but I decided to, just avoid it, just because I didn't want the hair to feel so heavy and overwhelming. I do like this light and airy look, but definitely let me know what you guys also think in the comment section below.
Okay, well, this is the final look. Yes, I'm so obsessed with it. So now I just want to share with you guys some things that I could improve on for the next time I try this again. And also, I guess some tips and tricks for you so you guys can avoid some of the mistakes that I made. First things first, I wish I left more of my edges out. My edges will come out eventually as time goes on. So, So once that happens, I can style them more and, do whatever I want to do with them. The next thing that I think I could improve on is the way I wrapped the hair around the actual twist. So I tried my best, but I guess as I was going, I wasn't actually hiding all of my hair completely because I was spacing it out. And I wasn't, you can see a little bit of my hair, you can see a little bit of my hair right here. I'm probably gonna go over it later and do it again, but I was just too tired because this hairstyle took so long. I obviously am happy that, it's not stiff because, a lot of people were complaining about that. So I'm happy with that about my hair. And I also know that this is the point of the hairstyle for it to be distressed and messy, but I wish I made it a little bit neater. I also do plan to go back and clean it up. So one of the things I told you was wrapping it closer. I'm gonna go back and add more hair. But besides that, I feel like I wanted the top to be more neat and just wrapped around, and then the bottom obviously more all over the place. And I achieved that in most places, but then there are some places where I'm it's not that perfect. And a big thing that I want you guys to do if you guys do try this hairstyle is the part where you spread out the hair is very important, very important. That's part of the reason why I have some spaces where you can see my actual hair, is because when I pulled the hair apart, some sections were not really pulled apart. There were still some tight curls. So obviously when you're wrapping something like that, it's not going to be spread out. It's just going to be let's say it's you're tying a string around your hair. So that's part of the reason why you can see some of my hair, but obviously I learned that in the process. So I'm just telling you guys this so you guys can avoid some of the mistakes that I did. But overall, I really do love this hairstyle. I hope it does last long. It took me forever to do it. Some people are saying that it did not take them that long. Sis, it took me 10 years, literally. It took me forever. The hardest part was honestly parting it, especially since I tried to do it myself. Okay, well, that wraps up today's video. I do want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and also in the comment section below, let me know what you thought about this hairstyle. Yes, and also let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see in the future. But once again, and as always, I do want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.